In the crowded lanes of Chandni Chowk in Delhi, there lived a young boy named Kiran Verma. His world was small, but his dreams were big. His family did not have much money. Their home was a tiny room where life's simple comforts were a distant luxury. Kiran watched his mother work day and night. She would sit with a needle and thread, stitching clothes for others to earn a little money. Her fingers were often sore, but her spirit never broke. Kiran, with his small hands, would help her. He learned to thread the needle and sew straight lines. He understood that every stitch was a small battle against poverty, a tiny hope for a better meal tomorrow. Life was a constant struggle. Sometimes the electricity would go out, plunging their small room into darkness. His mother would then light a candle, and its flickering flame would cast long shadows on the walls as she continued her work. Kiran would study in that dim light, his books filled with the dreams of a world he had only read about. He saw how hard his parents worked for every single rupee. He knew that their biggest wish was for him to have a good education, a key they believed would unlock a better future. The weight of their hopes rested on his young shoulders, and he carried it with a quiet determination that was far beyond his years. The family often faced difficult choices. There were days when there was not enough money for both food and school fees. Kiran saw the worry lines on his father's face and the silent tears in his mother's eyes. He felt a deep sense of responsibility. He was just a child, but the harsh realities of life were teaching him lessons that no school could. He learned about sacrifice, resilience, and the simple dignity of hard work. In those narrow, bustling lanes of old Delhi, amidst the noise and the chaos, Kiran's character was being forged in the fire of hardship, preparing him for a journey he could not yet imagine. Kiran's heart was full of love for his family. He wanted to lift their burdens and replace their worries with smiles. He promised himself that one day he would change their lives. This promise was not a childish whim, it was a silent vow made in the quiet corners of his heart. He did not know how he would do it, but he believed he would find a way. This simple, powerful belief became his guiding star. It gave him the strength to face each day, to help his mother with her stitching, and to hold on to the hope of a brighter dawn for his family. The day Kiran had to leave school was one of the saddest days of his life. He packed his books with a heavy heart, knowing that his family needed him to work. He was still a boy, but he had to become a man. He took up any job he could find, no matter how small or difficult. He worked as a delivery boy, carrying heavy loads through the busy streets. He worked at a small shop, cleaning floors and arranging goods. Each job was a lesson in humility and perseverance. He learned that the world outside his small lane was not always kind, but he refused to let it break his spirit. People often looked down on him. They laughed at his simple, worn-out shoes and made fun of his broken English. Their words were like sharp stones, but Kiran learned to build a wall around his heart. He knew his worth was not measured by the quality of his clothes or the fluency of his language. It was measured by his honesty and his willingness to work hard. He would come home late at night, his body tired but his determination untouched. He would give his earnings to his mother, and the small smile on her face was his greatest reward. It was the fuel that kept his inner fire burning bright. With the little money he managed to save, Kiran bought a second-hand computer. It was his window to a new world. He spent every spare moment learning about marketing and business. He read everything he could find online, teaching himself skills that no one in his family had ever known. He started a small marketing firm from a corner of his room with just one chair and a rickety table. His first clients were small shopkeepers in his neighborhood. He worked tirelessly, using his creativity and passion to help their businesses grow. Slowly, people started to notice his talent and his incredible work ethic. His journey was slow and filled with obstacles. There were many rejections and moments of doubt. Some people did not trust him because he was young and had no formal degree, but for every person who said no, Kiran found the strength to knock on another door. He believed in himself and in the value he could provide. He knew that success was not about having a fancy office or a lot of money to start with. It was about having a clear vision and the courage to pursue it, one small step at a time. His little firm began to grow, built on a foundation of trust and sheer hard work. One day, Kiran's life changed forever. He was at a large hospital in Delhi when he witnessed a heartbreaking scene. A man was desperately crying for help. His wife needed blood urgently, But the hospital's blood bank was empty. The man ran from person to person, begging them to donate, but no one came forward. Kiran watched in helpless sorrow as the woman lost her life simply because she could not get the blood she needed in time. The man's cries of grief echoed in the hospital corridor and pierced Kiran's heart. He could not forget the look of utter despair on his face. That night, Kiran could not sleep. The image of the dying woman and her grieving husband haunted him. He thought about how a simple act of kindness, a person donating blood, could have saved a life. He realized that the problem was not a lack of kind people, but a lack of connection. There were people willing to donate, and there were people in desperate need, but there was no bridge to connect them. In that moment of profound sadness, a new purpose was born within him. He decided he had to do something. He had to make sure that no one else would suffer the same fate. He decided to use his marketing skills for a cause greater than himself. He closed his successful marketing firm, a business he had built from nothing. His friends and family were shocked. They could not understand why he would give up his hard-earned success for an idea that would not make him any money. But Kiran's mind was made up. He had seen a problem that he could not ignore. He wanted to build a platform that would connect blood donors with patients for free. He called it Simply Blood, a name that reflected its simple yet powerful mission. With very little money but a heart full of conviction, Kiran started his new journey. He knew the path would be difficult, but his purpose was clear. He was no longer working for profit, he was working to save lives. This mission gave him a strength he had never known before. The memory of the tragedy at the hospital became his driving force. He made a silent promise to the woman who had lost her life that he would dedicate his own life to ensuring that her story would not be repeated. His new throne was not one of wealth or power, but one built on compassion and service to humanity. To spread awareness about blood donation, Kiran decided to do something extraordinary. He knew that simply creating a website was not enough. He needed to touch the hearts of people across the country. So he began a journey on foot, walking from one city to another all across the vast expanse of India. He started from Srinagar in the north and aimed to walk all the way to Kanyakumari in the south. With a small bag on his back and a powerful message in his heart, he set out on his long and lonely walk for humanity. His journey was filled with immense challenges. He walked under the scorching sun and through heavy rains. He slept in temples, gurdwaras, and sometimes on the side of the road. His feet were often blistered, and his body ached with exhaustion, but he never thought of giving up. Along the way, he met thousands of people. He would stop in villages and towns, gather small crowds, and speak to them about the importance of donating blood. He shared his story, the story of the woman at the hospital, and explained how Simply Blood could help save lives. People listened, and they were moved by his sincerity and his incredible sacrifice. Slowly but surely, his message began to spread. News of the man walking across India for a noble cause reached newspapers and television channels. People started talking about Simply Blood. The platform, which had started as a simple idea, began to grow into a powerful movement. Thousands of people registered as volunteer donors. The app connected patients with donors in real time, bridging the gap that had cost so many lives. Every time the platform helped save a life, Kiran felt a deep sense of fulfillment. It was a testament to the power of a single idea fueled by unwavering purpose. Today, Simply Blood is a trusted name, a beacon of hope for countless families in their darkest hours. Kiran Verma's journey from the narrow lanes of Chandni Chowk to the national stage is a powerful lesson for us all. He has shown that true success does not come from money, connections, or a fancy education. It comes from having a purpose that is bigger than yourself and the courage to keep moving forward, even when the path is difficult. Kiran's story teaches us that if you believe in your cause with all your heart, you can build a throne of love and respect in the hearts of millions.